Alright guys, hey, thanks for tuning into my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to replace the rear diff fluid on a 2011 plus Duramax. This is a 2016 LML that I'm working on behind me, as you can see. It is not stock. It has a Cognito 4 to 6 inch lift on it, and I had them put Yukon 411 gears in it. I've got about 13 or 1400 miles now on the gears, so I'm going to go ahead and replace the rear diff fluid. And I am starting to hear a whine under acceleration that goes away when I take my foot off the pedal, so I don't know if that's fluid related or it's a bearing or preload or whatever it is, but I'm going to change the fluid. If that doesn't take it away, I'll take it back to the shop and have them look at it. Alright guys, so what you're going to need for the diff is you're going to need to buy 4 quarts of 75/90 synthetic gear lube. It's supposed to be GM compliant. This is what they had at O'Reilly, so it's what I'm putting in here. It's got limited slip friction modifier included, which, whatever. I don't know if that helps or hurts. It's a locker. It's a G80 rear locker, so not sure if there's clutches or whatever, but the manual calls or whatever for 3.15 quarts, but since you can't buy 1/8 of a quart, I had to buy 4 quarts. And then what you'll need down here is, a lot of people don't realize there's a drain bolt on the bottom, so you don't need to take the cover off. And all you're going to need is a 3/8 driver to take the fill bolt out and a 3/8 driver to remove the drain bolt. I'm going to show you that right now. What I like to do here is I like to remove or break loose the fill bolt first, just to make sure before I drain the fluid out that I can actually refill the diff. And somebody, God, don't break your finger on the spare tire. But that is loose now, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the drain bolt. Okay. There we go. I like to remove the fill bolt so I can get all this fluid out quicker. Alright, so there is not a whole lot of metal on that rear drain plug. There's a little bit, but that's to be expected. They're brand new gears with 1,300 miles on them, and they're breaking in all new bearings and seals, so I'm just going to go ahead and clean this off. Let it finish draining, reinsert it. And there is an O-ring on here. It's not an O-ring, it's a rubber gasket. Should probably replace that, but I don't have a replacement, so I'm just going to put it back the way it is. And as you can see, the magnet now is clean. So there really wasn't much on there. I was expecting a little more, but fluid only has 12 or 13, 1,400 miles on it, so the gears will continue to break in, I'm sure, but they're good to tow on. GM recommends 500 miles before you tow, and you're not supposed to maintain the same speed for the first 500 miles to let the gears wear in. People don't realize the engines come broken in already from the factory. The 500 mile is not for the engine, it's for the gears. I'm going to go ahead and reinsert this. And then my truck is lifted 2 inches in the rear, so it's easier for me to get these bottles into this fill plug. But if you can't do that, what you want to do is drop your actual spare tire, just take it out, and then you can tip the bottle in there. And if you can't do that, then you can get a little hand pump. They sell them at O'Reilly's or AutoZone, Napa, and it'll help you to pump the fluid in. You're going to need one if you do the transfer case fluid or the front diff fluid, which I'm going to do the transfer case today with Dexron 6, and then the front diff I'm going to wait, because I'm thinking I'm having problems with it actually. I think the shop is going to have to rebuild it, but that is yet to be determined. We'll find out later on after I replace this driver's side CV shaft and I see if the noise goes away. Okay. Wipe that off, keep it from dripping. Kind of wipe this off maybe. And then here's my fill plug, which doesn't have, well, it has a little bit of stuff on it. Yeah, it has some metal on it. So that has a magnet too. You guys should do yourself a favor. The reason I'm not running a diff cover on this, an aftermarket diff cover, is because I watched a 4-part series by Gail Banks, and they explain the difference between the stock diff cover design, where it's kind of rounded around the ring gear, and then the flat ones from like Mag High Tech and the like. That kind of messes up the fluid flow, and you know, it adds extra capacity, but it doesn't apparently get enough fluid to the ring, to the pinion bearing. So this one seems to work fine. I'm just going to leave it like this. Hopefully I don't have any issues. Alright, so what you want to do here is you want to pop the cap off, and then you want to just go ahead and use one of these little snip things and clip the end off. Leave enough nozzle on it so you can tip it into your gear case. So each one of these bottles is a quart, like I said, and you're never going to get everything out of them when you do it this way, because there's just no way to get the angle on it with the tire in here. So I don't want to use my hand pump because I'm going to use it for the deck 6 that's going in the transfer case, and I don't want to cross-contaminate the fluids. It's dripping. What I'm going to do is, instead of the 3.25, because I don't know how much I'm getting out of here, I'm just going to do as much as I can before it starts coming out the fill hole. That's one bottle. Alright, here's bottle number 2. There's just a certain smell that this used gear oil has. Even the new gear oil, I'm not sure where the smell is or what it comes from, you know, but it's 2 down. Here's bottle number 3. So it should take this whole thing without coming out, and then I should be able to put part of this 4th bottle in there before it starts coming out. Okay, bottle number 4. There we go. I'm try and cap it off before I lose anything. Took basically right up to just about 4 bottles before it started leaking. Okay. Wipe this on. And use your 3/8 driver. And once it's tight, you know, snug it up. I don't know what the torque spec is, but I'm sure good and tight is good enough. There you go, guys. That's how you change your rear diff fluid. Thanks for watching.